If you like this video, please click on the like button. Comment with the names of the movies you would like us to cover next. Click the subscribe button and press the bell icon to get notified of our latest creations. We cover 100 movies from around the world every day. To advertise with our channel, reach out to us. Our contact information is on our channel page. Now, let's move to the plot of this movie.
10 years after defeating Hades' Kraken, Perseus, the demigod son of Zeus, now lives as a fisherman with his young son Helios. After the death of his wife Io, Zeus visits Perseus and asks for his help, saying that humans are not praying to the gods. As a result, the gods are losing their power and becoming mortal, meaning they can no longer sustain the walls of Tartarus, which are holding back the imprisoned Titan Kronos from freedom. Perseus, valuing his family's safety, refuses to get involved. Zeus meets his brothers Hades and Poseidon and his son Ares in Tartarus. He asks Hades's help in rebuilding Tartarus's walls, but Hades rejects the offer and attacks Zeus. Ares too, having decided to betray Zeus, attacks his father. Poseidon is fatally injured in the ensuing fight. Hades and Ares imprison Zeus, stealing his thunderbolt. They plan to make a deal with Kronos. In exchange for remaining immortal, they will drain Zeus's divine power to revive Kronos. The walls of Tartarus break, unleashing monsters onto the world. Quote, after killing a two-headed chimera that attacked his village, Perseus travels to meet his father. He instead finds a dying Poseidon who informs him of the situation and tells him to find his demigod son Agenor, who will lead him to Hephaestus, who knows the way into Tartarus. Poseidon then gives Perseus his trident and succumbs to his injuries. Perseus, Andromeda and Agenor set out to find Hephaestus on a hidden island. Single quote. Agenor explains that Hephaestus created 3 weapons which Zeus, Hades, and Poseidon wield: Zeus's thunderbolt, Hades's pitchfork, and Poseidon's trident, which can jointly form the spear of Trium, the only weapon that can defeat Kronos. After an encounter with 330 feet Cyclopes, the travelers eventually meet the now mortal Hephaestus and reach the entrance of a labyrinth leading to Tartarus. Hephaestus sacrifices himself during an attack by Ares to enable Perseus, Andromeda, and Agenor to enter the labyrinth. Once inside the labyrinth, they encounter the Minotaur that attacks them, but Perseus manages to kill it. The group eventually enters Tartarus. Meanwhile, Zeus has been almost entirely drained of power as Kronos awakens. Zeus apologizes to Hades for banishing him to the underworld and asks his forgiveness, as he has forgiven Hades for his actions. Hades decides to help Zeus and stop Kronos, in contrast to Ares, who still wants to proceed to the former's revival. Perseus arrives and frees Zeus. Ares wounds Zeus with Hades' pitchfork, allowing Perseus to obtain it before he and the others escape Tartarus with Zeus, aiming to retrieve Zeus' thunderbolt from Ares in order to defeat Kronos. Perseus challenges him to a duel. Meanwhile, Andromeda's army is overwhelmed by the Machae. Hades revives Zeus and together they defeat the creatures. Kronos appears and begins to attack Andromeda's army. Zeus and Hades hold off Kronos while Perseus duels Ares, eventually killing him with the thunderbolt. Combining the gods' weapons into the spear of Trium, Perseus destroys Kronos by traveling to his heart and throwing the spear into it. Quote, Zeus reconciles with Perseus and then dies of his wounds. Hades leaves, telling Perseus that he is now powerless. Perseus kisses Andromeda, and Helios tells his father that he wants to return to his life as a fisherman. But Perseus tells him they cannot. Perseus encourages Helios to be proud of himself, as he is the son of Perseus and the grandson of Zeus. The film ends with Perseus giving his sword to Helios. Single quote.